Here we go with Adarium's Top 10. This Top 10 is going to be all about the most expensive cards in Pokemon. Now, we can't just say of all time, and we can't just include every card. What we're going to do is we're going to do the most expensive cards from XY series forward. That includes all the sets in the XY block plus the Sun and Moon block. Essentially every card that's been put in a booster pack from 2014 forward. Now we're not going to include any graded cards, no promos, none of the staff pre-release stuff, no misprints, but we will include secret rares, full arts, that kind of stuff. So, without further ado, let's get in to our top 10 most expensive cards from XY series forward. Now number 10 and number 9 are actually a tie. But since this one is a couple cents below and I rounded all the numbers to be nice and even, we're going to go with number 10, Mega Charizard EX version Y Secret Rare. This card is from Flash Fires, one of the first few X and Y block sets, and this Mega Charizard EX Y version Secret Rare clocks in at about $37. Mega Charizard EX Y version has 220 HP, coming in at a Crimson Dive for 2 fire and 3 colorless energy. We got Crimson Dive, 300 damage. This Pokemon does 50 to itself. Charizard notoriously has always done tons of damage, has had large HP, but has taken lots of damage to itself and usually discarded its own energy. So that's number 10, Mega Charizard EX, the Y version, and Secret Rare. Coming in at number 9, also $37. Now the prices we're giving you are from TCG Player, and they are the market prices for these cards. That is some sort of averaging the TCG Player uses to define a market price which you can expect to sell your card for on their market, which is sort of what we use for pricing our cards. Shout out to TCG Player, I guess. But number 9 is going to be Lysander Full Art, also from Flash Fires. Flash Fires was a good set in its day. If you can still find some booster packs, I suggest getting them. Lysander Full Art comes in at also $37. The change is a little bit higher, so Lysander gets to be number 9, whereas that Charizard gets to be number 10. Lysander is a staple in almost every Pokemon deck. Switch one of your opponent's benched Pokemon with his or her active. And it's a supporter, and it looks awesome. It's got nice fiery red hair, full art goodness. The Lysander being in basically every deck and being in such an old set that's no longer even in print causes Lysander's price to be around $37. Next up we have the, ironically, in number 8 spot, Shaymin Ax from Roaring Skies, clocking in at $39. Where the last time we made a top 10 most expensive cards was about a year ago, somewhere around that time frame, and Shaymin was number 1. Shaymin was about $75 at that point, just for this version alone. So Shaymin EX from Roaring Skies, also almost in every single Pokemon standard deck. We've got 110 HP, we've got a Pokemon with 1 retreat. The ability setup: when you play this Pokemon from your hand onto your bench, you may draw cards until you have 6 cards in hand. For 2 colorless energy, you can do Sky Return, 30 damage. Return this Pokemon and all cards attached to it to your hand, and then next turn you can even play it again and set up all over again, drawing even more cards. $39, where once it was $75-ish, the price is almost got cut in half, mostly because of the reprinting of Roaring Skies. When that happened, Shaymin's price just plummeted. But that's good for you. You can pick your card up a little bit cheaper. Coming in at number 7, we have the Full Art Tapu Lele. Brand new card from Guardians Rising. Tapu Lele, here we go. Tapu Lele GX, 170 HP. We've got a 1 retreat, no weakness, no resistance. That is a feature of all the Tapus. Ability Wonder Tag. When you play this Pokemon from your hand onto your bench, much like the Shaymin, during your turn, you may search your deck for a supporter card, reveal it, and put it into your hand. Shuffle your deck. You can search for things like Professor Sycamore, Lysander like we just saw, so on and so forth. For 2 colorless energy, you can do Energy Drive 20 times. This attack does 20 damage times the amount of energy attached to both active Pokemon. This damage isn't affected by weakness or resistance. So once you have your 2 colorless energy on this Pokemon, you are doing 40. And if you've got some opposing Pokemon with also double colorless energy, now you're doing 80, and so on and so forth until you eventually knock them out, hopefully. Tapu Cure GX for 1 psychic energy. Heal all damage from 2 of your banished Pokemon. You can no longer use GX attacks for the rest of the game. Tapu Lele GX, this is the full art version coming in at about $43. There are a regular version of this which didn't quite make our list but was really close. Maybe it could be in what is called honorable mentions. And who knows, maybe there's a higher rarity of this card on this list. I don't know. That was one of the unfortunate parts about making this list, is that you'll see a couple of the cards maybe once or twice. Who knows? Number 6. Number 6 is, oh my gosh, it's Shaymin again. This time full art Shaymin coming in from Roaring Skies at $47. Again, this card was once almost $100. Was once the most expensive card in Standard. And then the reprint happened and the card's price, again, basically got chopped in half. Wonderful for players, not that great for collectors if you already have them. If you didn't have them, that's awesome for you. I think it's great for the game personally, but, you know, if you were stocking up on Shaymins hoping they would retain their value, you probably got burned. We don't need to read the abilities again, just Shaymin is an awesome card. 2 of them make this list. That's pretty much all you can say about that. You should be careful with your Shaymins, I will say. I will note that in August, then the new Pokemon Burning Shadows comes out. It is very likely that some sets will rotate out of Standard, which is the main driving of these prices. And when that happens, it is very likely Shaymin gets kicked out of Standard. So it's possible you should get rid of your Shaymins now, maybe, who knows? Okay, number 5, we're halfway through the list. We've got Mega Charizard EX, the X version. This card is also from Flash Fires. There were 2 Mega Charizards in that set, and this is the X version. The Y version we had at number 10, if you go back and look. This version of Mega Charizard has 230 HP. It does Wild Blaze, which also does 300 damage like the other Charizard. This is also known as the Blue Fire Charizard. It's very, very pretty. Charizard looks awesome. We got a Fire, Darkness, Colorless to do Wild Blaze, 300 damage. Discard the top 5 cards of your deck. Woo! Dragon-type Pokemon, weak to Fairy. I think that's a homage to it being a dark Charizard. And we got Retreat 1, 2, 3. Not a very fast Charizard. $48, this Flash Fires Mega Charizard EX. Just above the full art Shaymin. What's next at number 4? We have Tapu Lele Secret Rare. Tapu Lele Secret Rare, the Hyper Rare, Rainbow Rare, you can call it whatever you want. Tapu Lele GX, again, this is the rarest version of Tapu Lele. Tapu Lele has such a high price tag. This one, crashing in at $65. Such a high price tag because it's going to go in basically every deck, just like your Shaymin did. The ability Wonder Tag, you don't need any specific colored energy to use it. It's going to search your deck for whatever you want, basically, and you're going to just play probably at least one you can Ultra Ball for in every deck. $65 for this Secret Rare Tapu Lele. Very, very rare. One of the most expensive cards to come out of Guardians Rising. Speaking of Guardians Rising and expensive cards, the most expensive card in Guardians Rising is the next card on our list. Secret Rare, Double Colorless Energy. Double Colorless Energy has been in the game on and off for basically ever since the original base set, but this is the first time they've printed a Secret Rare version. This Guardians Rising Secret Rare comes in at $66. Now, when the set was originally released, this card was almost $100. It has slowly fallen as Guardians Rising is opened en masse across the world, but I expect that if you were to keep your double colorless energies for, say, a year, that price would go back to at least $100. The price of these will drop maybe a little bit longer and then start climbing once again. So we've got double colorless energy provides 2 colorless energy, obviously. $66 is the median market price for TCG player, and that's what you can expect to get out of your card. That's number 3. Number 2. Woo! Sun and Moon's Ultra Ball Secret Rare. The second time Ultra Ball has been printed at Secret Rare, and not quite as high of a price tag as its predecessor. This one is $71. Now, the other Ultra Ball Secret Rare doesn't make the list because it's not printed in XY block or forward. It was printed before 2014. And I believe Plasma Freeze, Plasma Blast, Plasma Freeze, one of the two. So, Ultra Ball, discard 2 cards from your hand. If you do, search your deck for a Pokemon card. Put it into your hand and then shuffle your deck. Pokemon Ultra Ball has been in the game for not ever, but basically ever. Probably what you can expect to say is the best card ever printed. Searching your deck for any Pokemon is just very powerful. Beautiful full art secret rare version, $71. Again, this is a card I would say, when it came out, it was about $100. It has dropped down to the hill a little bit, but it's coming back. 71 and climbing is what I expect. If you sit on these for about a year, you're going to have a cool $100, and I think it'll just go up from there. The other Ultra Ball, the non-full art version from one of the plasma sets, the secret rare version, is still above $100. So definitely would expect this to at least match that and possibly one day surpass it. So that is numbers 10 through 2. What is the most expensive card printed in XY series 2014 or newer that's not a promo, graded card staff, misprint, all that good stuff? It is! Oh, he's already been on our list. The Mega Charizard EX X version secret rare from Flash Fires. $74 for this Mega Charizard EX X version secret rare. What makes this card so special and different from the other Mega Charizard is that it's got the authentic, wonderful looking gold around the border. And it is number 108. So, Mega Charizard EX X version secret rare from Flash Fires is your most expensive card. Now, it is unfortunate that we had to put a couple different stipulations on this top 10, but in doing so, we got an interesting list. A couple of repeats, couple different versions of cards. We could have left off secret rares, we could have left off full arts, but I just thought we'd make the prices as high as possible. So yes, let us know if you enjoyed this top 10. If you want to see more top 10s, what you want to see as top 10s, leave us some comments below, and we'll get around to that, hopefully. And use some of your ideas. Produce content you want to see. Thanks for watching.